All right. I'm going to say this to you, Scorpio. This is not the week to stay at home. This is not the week to stay at home. It's time to go out there and shine and be this kind of light. There's going to be a Leo energy coming in, but you know me, the signs don't own the cards, they just lend their characteristics to them. So let's start off with the Nine of Swords. And have a look. Remove the Nine of Swords. What do we have? What are we left with? Some beautiful energy, right? Ace of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Sun, the King of Wands, Three of Cups. And yet, it's the underlying energy. Stress, anxiety, worry. I'll tell you this, you guys are going to be at your scorpionic best this week. No one's going to see this. That's the thing with Scorpios. They go through stuff and no one ever sees what it is because it's so deeply hidden. And that's what your reading is literally showing that. Literally showing that, right? So, let's have a look. This is about stress, anxiety, worry, lack of sleep. I mean, some of you just might not be sleeping. That's what it could be showing, that it's lack of sleep coming in. But I kind of feel like you're going through it kind of stressed out. I always say this about the Nine of Swords. No one wakes up that morning and thinks, ooh, it'd be great to be stressed out today or not to get any sleep or not to do whatever. No one decides that. It's one of those things. And yet the Nine of Swords says things are not as bad as they seem. No matter what's going on, it gets bigger and it gets bigger and it looks worse in our heads because we keep, we'll keep going over and over and over and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I really don't think, especially with the energies coming up, but that's not even me being my little, Sagittarius rising optimistic best that I always am. Your reading says that it's not as bad as it seems. Now, like I said, Libra got this in exactly the same place and I shuffled like a beast in between readings. Ace of Wands here. What are you trying to start? What is this new beginning? I think everyone just wants a little bit of excitement or a little bit of fun or a little bit of something, right? Maybe that's what's stressing you out. That how am I going to start this? How do I start this new project? How do I start this new relationship? How do I get that spark back? It's that kind of energy when I see these two here. But with the Ace of Wands coming up, it's beautiful energy. That's the central issue here. It's everything else revolves around this. This is what we're focused on. Either what we're dealing with or what we're focusing on, what we're trying to get to happen. And it's a new start. Something that calls to our creativity, to our passions. And we got the perfect guy coming in here to deal with all of that. But we'll get to him in just a moment. But with the Ace of Wands there, and then there's a lot of stress around this. And you know what? I don't know if any of you saw my Instagram story. I posted it Thursday. I'd posted it last week. And I've been trying to get a life. And that's my new project, get a life. Nothing wrong with the life that I have. But I always think that, it's why wait till something's broken? I want a full and a rich experience in my now. I'll try to talk about this in the outro a little bit so I don't kill your reading. But one of the things that I posted was I said, getting a life is harder than it looks, because it is. And that same sentiment seems to be coming up here. I want some new excitement. I want some passion, but it's like, what the hell? It's stressing me out to do this. This is meant to be fun. I always see Wands as kind of very fun energy. Think about the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. They're very fun. They're very kind of action-oriented and adventuring and exploring and looking for new experiences. And I get it. I understand why it's stressing you out, because you have the Seven of Pentacles coming up as a past energy. And as a past, that could be last week, last month, last year. The past is whatever. It just shows us why we are where we are. You've put in so much time and bloody effort into something. That's the Seven of Pentacles. It says that. Now, unlike most Seven of Pentacles in this deck, she actually looks quite happy with herself, with what she's getting back. But when we have sevens for me are where we analyze. We look at it. We're like, how far have I come? What am I getting back from this? Because, you've gone from the Ace all the way to the Seven. You've been at this for a while. And you've started to see, or you did in the past, get some returns from it. Now, Seven of Pentacles asks, is it worth it? Is sustained effort worth it? You'll get to where you need to be. Is it coming in fast enough? Is what you're getting, is it right for you? But I do feel like this relates This relates to a situation, whether it's your work, a relationship, a hobby, a business, whatever, that you've already put substantial time and effort into with that Seven of Pentacles there. Pentacles are always tangible. But I don't know, for some of you, you might be, I don't know, maybe you've got a business, right? And it's doing really well, but it doesn't excite you anymore. Doesn't excite you anymore. Or there's a relationship, you've had a lot of effort that's gone into it, you've had to do a lot with it, and you're solid. I'd say you're probably solid now with the Seven of Pentacles there, as in, you can see things are improving or moving forward, and Pentacles is usually, I keep saying Pentacles, it's coins in this deck, but it is Pentacles. You'll get someone saying, why are you saying Pentacles? It's coins. They're the same. So Pentacles, coins coming up here. With that 7 there, you've already done this. So it's now you're looking at, well, maybe that's killed the passion. Maybe all the work and effort you put into getting that promotion or whatever, it's killed your love of the job. And so you're trying to get that spark back with the Ace of Wands. But guess what? Forget the spark, you've got the bloody whole sun coming in here in the present. Now, out of this, so this is not in vain. Those of you that think I put in all that time and effort for nothing, and I think some of you are doing that. That's what this is. What was the point of that? What was the point of it? There's your point. The sun shows you that. Now, the sun is sat underneath the 9 of Swords. And this is being in your head. As much as swords are about your thoughts, your ideas, your beliefs, and how you communicate them, I don't see communication with the 9 of Swords. I actually see the 9 of Swords as the most difficult. Well, the 3 of Swords is not exactly a fun energy, but this is when we're in the thick of it. Whatever we're going through, whatever leads to that guy with 10 swords in his back and the 10 of Swords, it's happening here, the 9 of Swords. In our thoughts or ideas, the worst case scenario is playing out in our heads right here. But then you have the sun. The sun is seeing the truth. The sun is seeing everything. And out of seeing everything very clearly, because you don't see it clearly here, you're just listening. That's our fear response. And don't forget, fear tries to keep you safe, right? This is the what ifs, and what if it never happens, and how will this be, and what's going to happen with that? That's all of that stuff. The sun is like, well, here, potential for great happiness. And I think if you're looking for a new direction, it becomes apparent with the sun. But the sun says that it's not just about, I don't think it serves us to look at the sun as this kind of card that shows up or energy that shows up and just fixes everything. Because it doesn't. All it does, think about it. If it's a hot day, it's a clear sky and the sun's high in the sky, it's noon, and you go out into your garden, it'll show you everything clearly, but it might show you that there's weeds, then you need to pull the weeds out. It might show you that, a water feature would look really nice over there in that part of the garden, but you'd still need to put the water feature there. You see the potential more clearly. All the lights are on. And it shows you, what can I create in this space? What can I create in this, what I'm seeing? The sun is life-giving energy. And so you are the sun in the solar system that is your life. But you can't do that from this, because all this breeds is more fears. So this is saying, look at it clearly. What's the potential in this? Is there a potential in this? Now, from this, once you do this, we have it's double Leo, because they're both cards for Leo. But that could be Aries or Sagittarius as well, right? But with the King of Wands coming leading out of this, if this is a work reading for you, then boy, oh boy, if you've been really working to be noticed, to be seen, and you're thinking, well, shit, no one noticed anything, right? I'm still stuck here doing this. I see the potential. If you see the potential and you go for it, if you go to extend your role or whatever, with the King of Wands coming out, this is about you stepping up and shining. It's about you then taking action and going for it. Sometimes I think I'm like the worst reader in the world. Not so much because I don't know the cards or anything. It's because I'm always going to put you to work. I don't believe in, I don't think life is a spectator sport. And that's why I always say, know your reader. Because each reader is a filter for the messages that come through. And that's the kind of person I am. I want to be a part of my life. I want to be interactive in it. I want to take action. I want to do things in my life. And so that's how I always see the energies. I see the cards as giving us ideas of what we can do with the energy available to us. So, King of Wands. King and Queen of Wands, I would see them as celebrities. And I know it's a king. This could be masculine, feminine energy, whatever, right? I mean, he's going to know exactly what to do with that wand. Exactly what to do with it. So if you're looking for a spark, I mean, you get one better. You go straight to the king. Whatever this is that you're trying to initiate, second chance in relationship, relight the fire, the spark, get the passion back, get an idea for a project, shine at work, get a new job even, right? I feel like here, this week, there's a potential for you to see the way forward. But it comes with you not hiding here in your thoughts, afraid, stepping out there and saying, yeah, this is who I am. You know, consider me for this job. Look at me. I'm passionate. I'm sexy. I'm attractive. I'm whatever. That's the King of Wands. He's not going to shine his light. He is neither. I mean, the sun doesn't shine its light. It's there. And that's the King of Wands too. He shines. And I feel like you're being asked to shine and to shine bright. No more hiding in the background doing the work. No more tinkering away in the background for you, Scorpio. Which I get it, right? You know, you guys are the sign of the intensity and the underworld and going within. But when you've gone within, whatever you've learned from that, it's about bringing that up to the surface now. Bringing that up to the surface. And for some of you, I know it's going to be very difficult, but listen to your advice. Three of Cups. I really feel like this is about socializing more, getting out there, meeting people. That's what I said. This is not a week to stay indoors. Even if you're waiting for something, like, you know, you've applied for a job, or I don't know, the person that you're interested in has gone on holiday or something, or they're not around. If you stay at home by yourself, you know, this is what happens. What do I always say? You know, we have fire, and you have fire here. Fire is just an energy. Now, you can either set the house on fire, or it could be, you know, whatever with that fire, or you can stay warm with it and cook with it and go hang out with your friends with it. But fire is fire. It's what we do with it. Now, the Three of Cups, it can be, if this is work, this might be networking, socializing, drinks after work with people, that kind of thing. You know, maybe I'm getting a scenario and it's very specific, but whenever I see it, I will say it if I see a scenario. Very specific scenario, just to explain how the energy is coming through, of someone who they get in before everyone else. They do the work. They might leave after everyone else. They're very good. You know, they get the results. They're working hard at this. They're getting the results done. But no one really acknowledges how hard this person works because they don't really hang out with them. You know, Bob, who sits at the end of the office, he might not do as much work, but he buys a round of drinks. He's shows up for my birthday. You know, do you know what I mean? That kind of energy. This is more you showing other aspects of yourself. You know, in a relationship, you might be great. You might have been really great at putting in the practical work. We're saving up for the wedding. We're saving up for the house, or whatever you've been doing. You might be going to the gym. Like, this is any kind of practical work that we put in. You're going to, I usually see gym stuff and working out as wands, but I'm trying to explain the energy to you. You know, you've been putting in the work to be a more desirable, you know, dating candidate, which I don't even like putting it that way. But, you know, to get the dating done, maybe you've been on the dating apps or doing whatever. You've been putting in the work. But it's too much of the kind of boring, mundane, practical stuff. We need some of that fire back. We need some of the socializing back. You can swipe left, right all day long. It doesn't make a difference if you don't actually go out and hang out with someone, right? And that's your advice, the Three of Cups. Now, for others of you, this very simply, with the Three of Cups here and the Nine of Swords here, is to talk out these fears with someone. That's your network of support. That's your the people that love and support you and that you love and support. Because there's very kind of solo energy going on here. Maybe you've been struggling by yourself. But that fire's there. It's not gone out, even though you might have felt it has. You've been busy working on something, Scorpio. Seven of Pentacles tells me that. But it's time to bring it out into the light. And, you know, this is where another way to explain the energy to you. I'm sorry I'm giving so many, but they keep flying in at me. So that's what I mean. It's general. It's going to apply to everyone in a different way. But that's the energy that's out there. This is that case of, you know, you might be a musician, or you might be an artist, or I don't know, whatever you are. And you've been compiling this great portfolio of, you know, these the photographs I've taken, the pictures that I've painted, or whatever it is, the music that I've done. But it's almost as if you keep doing that, working on it, but you're not actually bringing it out. You're not actually initiating it. You don't have the gallery opening, or, showing your artwork off, or, getting the album out there, or whatever. You're not actually bringing it out into the light, into the public. You're still working away at it. And it's like, well, you're at that point now where you've got enough. You've done enough of that work. Let's expand this. Let's grow this. Let's give birth to something new, right? Create something new. This is a very creative energies here. Let's take that passion somewhere. Let's do something with it. That can even go for self-work. You've done the work on yourself. Now it's time to shine. Show the world what this new Scorpio is that's been born.